So in a last lecture we have derived two input NOR gate into its equivalent inverter structure. Right. Now let's see about its transient analysis of a two input NOR gates. Let's see a transient analysis of NOR gate. Transient analysis of a NOR gate. So NOR gate structure, it's have the depletion MOSFET as a load NOR gate. So this is the drain terminal, this is gate terminal, and we have the source terminal, and bulb is connected to ground. So this is a bulb terminal, and have the two driver MOSFET, and both are enhancement type. So this is the drain MOSFET terminal, gate, source, and bulb is connected to ground. Similarly, for the B driver MOSFET, drain terminal, gate, source, and bulb. And here it is an output. So let's see how many different capacitance forms. First capacitance, it is due to this wire that we defined as an C wire capacitance. Right. Another capacitance is between the source and the bulk. Source is connected at the output and bulk is grounded. So between source and bulk of the load MOSFET, CSE of load, and gate is connected at output, and VDD, it is for the AC analysis, VDD is grounded. So between the drain and this gate, drain and gate of the load MOSFETs. Similar for the driver MOSFET, drain and bulk of MOSFET of the driver, and for both the driver MOSFET as well as the gate and drain terminal of the driver MOSFET, gate and the drain MOSFET of the driver MOSFET, right? So the total C load capacitance forms C load, it is a C wire capacitance plus all the capacitance comes into the parallel for if you draw its AC equivalent network, because all the capacity between output and output and ground. So DC is also connected to ground. So this CSB, it is output and ground, and this is also between output and ground. So both are in parallel. Same way, this all the capacitor comes into the parallel. So C wire plus load capacitor, CSB of load plus CGD of load plus the driver capacitor. So driver capacitor, gate to drain of MOSFET A plus gate to drain of MOSFET B plus drain to bulk of MOSFET A plus drain to bulk of MOSFET B. Right. So the capacitance form in a NOR structure, definitely the value of C load for the NOR structure, it is greater than the C load capacitor of an inverter. Right? Because in a NOR have a more number of devices are connected. Here we can see the structure have the 3 devices. One is load and 2 are the driver MOSFETs. In an inverter have the less number of MOSFET are there. It's only the 2 MOSFETs are there. So here is only the 2 input NOR gate. If you have the more number of input NOR gate, definitely the load capacitance of the NOR gate is very large compared to the load capacitance of the inverter. So NOR propagation delay of a NOR gate, definitely it more than this propagation delay of NOR gate, it definitely more than the propagation delay of the propagation delay of the inverter, propagation delay of the inverter, right? So in its AC analysis, so it is a slower, so NOR gate is slower compared to the inverter, right? Now next combination circuit, it is two input NAND gate. So let me analyze one more combination circuit, and it is A into B bar. This is A into B bar. So it is nothing but the two inputs NAND gate, two input NAND gates, right? So let me analyze one more combination circuit A into B bar, two input NAND gate, depletion load, two input NAND gate. So when we want to implement a ending operator, then driver MOSFET are connected in a cascade, right? MOS we have to connect in a cascade. So VDD, here have a load MOSFET, and which is enhancement type, right? And have a two driver MOSFET, both are connected in a cascade. Driver MOSFET of A and the driver MOSFET of B. And here it is an output Y, to get output is A into B bar. Okay. So let's see how it A into B bar, right? So let's take the condition. First write the truth table of two input NAND gate. When both the input are 0 0, so 0 ending output is inverted 1, 1 the 0 and 1 output is again 1, and 1 0 output will get the 1, and for last combination when both the input are 1 1 will get output is equal to 0. So in a 3 combination we'll get output is logic 1, and in 1 combination we'll get output is equal to logic 0, right? So here whatever the ID current of the load is equal to the ID current of the driver A is equal to the ID current of the driver B. Okay. All the ID current it is equal. So ID current of A is equal to ID current of B is equal to ID current of C. So when let's take the first combinations. So when VA is equal to 0 and VB is also is equal to 0, at that time both the driver MOSFET operate in a cutoff. So we'll get output, both the driver MOSFET operate in a cutoff. Sorry, this is not equivalent. Both the MOSFET are connected in a cascading. It is cut off, and this MOSFET is also in cutoff. So here we'll get output. It is load capacitor is fully charged through this load. So we'll get output V out is equal to VDD in this case. Now let's take the another case when the input is 0 and 1. So in another case also, case number 2, when VA is equal to 0 and VB is equal to 1. At that time driver MOSFET A operating cutoff, driver MOSFET A is operating cutoff. So VDD driver MOSFET A is operating cutoff and B is operating in a conducting. So it's have some on resistance, and here it is our output voltage. Here it is C load. Okay, so this node have a pull down network. There is no path to discharge the load capacitor. So load capacitor is maintained, the output voltage is high. So we'll get output voltage is VDD in this case also. Right? Now this another similar case when third case when VA is equal to 1 and VB is equal to 0. In that case VDD driver MOSFET is operating load MOSFET is operating in conducting, but driver MOSFET A is in on, but the driver MOSFET B is in cutoff. So in this case also the load MOSFET does not get a path to discharge, right? So in this case also we'll get output is maintained at the VDD. Output is VDD. So in all the first three conditions, output is equal and it is a VDD. We'll get output is VOH, VOH and VOH. Right? So all the three structure, it similar look like an inverter structure in case of driver MOSFET in cutoff. So in that case, we already derived the VOH, it is equal to VDD. So in a NAND gate, when one of the input is 0, we'll get output is high and high output voltage VOH is equal to VDD. Now let find for the fourth conditions when both the input are high. At that time both the MOSFET operating conducting, and at that time what is the VOL output voltage. So for the fourth condition, when VA is equal to 1 and VB it's also equal to 1. At that time both the driver MOSFET operate in a conducting. Both the MOSFET operate in a conducting. Right? It's a small C1 resistance. So that is one resistance, and load have also some resistance, but it is very high compared to the on resistance of the driver MOSFET. So this C load capacitor is discharged through this on resistance and pull up through the depletion MOSFET. So we'll get output is logic 0 VOL, and it can be said that VDD multiplied by the 2 times of RON divided by the RON plus load resistance of the depletion MOSFET. Right? So here whatever the VOL value will get, it is the worst compared to the VOL of the inverter, because here it is 2 times both the MOSFET W upon L. It will increase the on resistance, so VOL value is higher than the inverter structure VOL value. Right. Now here our aim is to derivation of VOL, right? So here whatever the ID current of the load, it is equal to the ID current of the A MOSFET, and it is equal to the ID current of the B MOSFET. So when input is equal to high, at that time load MOSFET operate in a cutoff and both the driver MOSFET are operating in a linear regions. Right? So this operate in a saturation and both the driver MOSFET are operating in a linear region when input is high and output is low. So for the load MOSFET KL by 2, VGS of load is 0. So it is then VT of load no square. It is then ID linear current equation of the load MOSFET. It is equal to the K driver of A by 2 into 2 times of VGS of A minus VT of A into VDS of A minus VDS of A square is equal to is equal to K of B by 2 times of VGS of B minus VT of B into VDS of B minus VDS of B naught square. VDS of B naught square. So let me take ID, average ID current. It is equal to ID of A plus ID of B by 2. If we take average ID current, it is ID of A plus ID of B. It is equal to ID of A is equal to ID of B. Let's take average ID current. It is an averaging of ID of A and ID of B. Right? Now here we can say the VGS of A, it is the VGS of B minus the VDS of B. So here we can see the structure, some point required. So for that, let me draw the structure. Now here we can say the VGS of A, this gate to source voltage of A, right? It is the VG gate terminal of A, and here suppose if we supply a input is equal V in, here also V in of A and V in of B, right? So VGS of here it is a VGS of B, and here between the input and ground the VGS of A. And suppose the VGS of A is equal to gate to source voltage. VGS of B is, it is our input, and this is VGS of A. Suppose input is supplying common input A, V in, right? So what is the VGS of A? So gate terminal of MOSFET A is connected at input, and source terminal of MOSFET A connected to the source, it is connected here. So what is the voltage here? What is this? So this is the potential between this two ground. So what is potential between these two ground? It is the drain to source voltage of the B MOSFET, right? So here the drain to source voltage of the B MOSFET. Now V input is also can write the gate to source voltage of B MOSFET. This is B MOSFET, this is A MOSFET. So VGS of B, it can write as an input. So VGS of A, we can say it is VGS of B minus VDS of B. Is it clear? When we give both the input are equal, gate terminal of MOSFET A and gate terminal of MOSFET B, it is say the input with respect to ground. Then we can write the VGS of A is equal to V input, because gate terminal is connected at the V input node with respect to ground, and the minus source terminal voltage of the MOSFET A. What is the source terminal of the MOSFET A with respect to ground? It is the drain to source voltage of MOSFET B, right? Because drain and source terminal of MOSFET B is a short circuited, so connected at same node. So VGS of A is equal to V in minus VDS of B, and VGS of B, it is nothing but the gate terminal of B, it is connected at input, and source terminal of B connected at output. So VGS of B is equal to the input. So we can say the VGS of A is equal to VGS of B minus VDS of B. This is required to simplify our output. So we can write the final ID current, which is equal to the ID of A divided by ID of A plus ID of B, right? And let's say the transconductance of the both the MOSFET is equal. Let's say the transconductance of A is equal to the transconductance of B, and it is equal to the driver transconductance KD. Then we can write the ID current, which is addition of 2 ID current divided by 2. So it is an ID of A which is operating linear plus ID of B which is also operating linear divided by 2, and both are operating in a linear region. So ID current, it can write ID of A by 2. So ID of A in a linear, it is an KDA by 2. So divide by 2 is a KD by 4. So KD K driver by 4 here into 2 times of Vg of A minus Vt for, suppose both the MOSFET have equal threshold. Vt of A is equal to Vt of B is equal to Vto into Vds of A minus Vds of A square, okay, plus Kd by 4 2 times of Vgs of B minus Vto Vds of B minus Vds of B square. Right? So we can take now we can substitute the value of VGS of A. It is the VGS of B minus VDS, and the VDS of A, it is equal to the VDS and VDS of B. Let me keep as it is. So VGS is equal to so let simplify it. ID is equal to K driver by 4 into into 2 times of, instead of VGS of A, let's substitute VGS of B minus VDS of B into VDS of A as it is minus VDS of A no square plus 2 times of this term VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of B minus VDS of B no square minus VDS of B no square. Here I have taken the KD by 4 as a common and replace the VGS of A with the VGS of B minus VDS of B. Okay. Now let me simplify it. Right. Let me simplify it and let me take common then VGS. So ID is equal to, yes. Sure, sure.
minus VDS of B minus VTO નો
અહીંયા ને હજી માઇનસ VTO આવશે minus VTO. Yes, correct. Thank you. So let's write the same equation here, then we'll start simplification. So VGS of B minus VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of A minus VDS of A no square plus 2 times of VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of B minus VDS of B no square. Right. So KD by 4, let me multiply the 2 VGS minus VTO, 2 VGS minus VTO, and one term is 2 VGS and VDS. So let me divide this term in two parts. 2 VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of A, and another term is minus 2 VDS of B into VDS of A. Right? So this term I am dividing two part, 2 VGS of minus VTO into VDS and 2 minus 2 into VDS of B into VDS of A minus VDS of A no square, this term plus 2 VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of B minus VDS of B no square minus VDS of B no square. Right? So it can be more simplified as KD by 4. Let's take the 2 VGS of B and 2 VGS of B common. Right? So it can write as a 2 VGS of B minus VTO into VDS of A plus VDS of B. Right? Let next term is let me take the minus common from this, minus common. So in bracket we will get a VDS of A no square plus 2 times of VDS of A into VDS of B plus VDS of B no square. Curly bracket complete and then square bracket complete. Okay. Now what we can write here? This is nothing but the A square plus 2AB plus B square. So instead of that we can write A plus B square. Right? So here it is a VDS of A plus VDS of B no square. And in this circuit if we see, then VGS of B is our input. So let me take, instead of VGS of B, it is input and let me call as a VGS. Right? And what is the output? Let's see in the circuit. So in output, if you see in the circuit, output is here, V out. So V out is nothing but the VDS of A plus VDS of B. Right? So VDS of A plus VDS of B, we can say it is a V out. So another is VDS of A plus VDS of B, we can say it is a V out or a VDS. Right? So let's substitute this. So it is an KD by 4 into 2 times of, instead of VGSB, it is our VGS voltage minus VTO instead of VGS A plus VDS B, it is then VDS minus, instead of this term, it is nothing but the VDS of A plus VDS of B no square. So it is an VDS no square. So this equation is similar. This can write as 1 upon 2 into the ID linear current of an inverter. ID linear of an inverter, right? Inverter ID linear current can write KD by 2 into 2 VGS minus VTO into VDS minus VDS square. So if we compare, so our ID current here, so ID current of 2 input NAND gate, it is K driver by 4 into 2 times of VGS minus VTO into VDS minus VDS square. Now this is the ID current of 2 input NAND gate. Now let's write what is the ID current of NOT gate for inverter. So ID current of inverter is KD by 2 into 2 VGS minus VTO into VDS minus VDS square. So if you compare this, what is change is change in only in the transconductance. So K equivalent transconductance is 0.5 of K driver of a inverter. K driver of the inverter. So whenever let's write the ID current of NAND structure with multiple inputs. If we connect, have a multiple input, n number of input, so n number of driver MOSFET are connected in a cascade. So in that, say what is the ID current, equivalent ID current is mu n COX by 2 into 1 upon summation of K on of 1 upon W upon L of K MOSFET into, depending on the linear and saturation, if it's a linear then 2 V in minus VTO V out minus V out square for the linear, and for the saturation it is V in minus VTO square for the saturation, and here it is for the linear reason. So equivalent W upon L, when we convert the NAND structure into its equivalent inverter structure, so equivalent W upon L can calculate is 1 upon summation of K on of 1 upon W upon L of K. So W upon L equivalent, when we convert this structure into a equivalent inverter structure. So this is very much important, because will not analyze any combinational circuit directly, will convert each and every combinational circuit into its equivalent inverter structure, and we know the formula for the inverter structure, how to find its noise margin and propagation delay. So we can find then propagation delay and noise margin of the inverter structure. So first step is each and every combination circuit will convert into the equivalent inverter structure. So here we have a conclude that whenever any parallel connection of cascading connection of an MOSFET, it can convert it into a single MOSFET which have W upon L equivalent is W upon L it can find the using that formula, right? So whenever n number of MOSFET are connected in a cascading, then it can this structure can convert into the inverter structure. So whatever the W upon L of the load, it is same as the W upon L of the load in a equivalent inverter structure. So in inverter structure have only one driver MOSFET. So its W upon L equivalent of this driver MOSFET can find from the W upon L of this NAND gate structure. Suppose these values are given in a W upon of L of the NAND structure, how to convert into the equivalent inverter structure. So W upon L equivalent is uh, uh, W upon L equivalent is 1 upon summation of 1 upon W upon L of K. W upon L of, right? So from this name structure, first of all we'll find the W upon L equivalent using this formula. So whenever MOSFET are connected in a cascading, we have to find equivalent W upon L. This formula is similar to the finding the parallel connection of a resistance. So whenever the MOSFET are in cascading, we have to use the parallel connection of resistance to find out its W upon L equivalent. And whenever MOSFET are connected in parallel, equivalent W upon L, it is the addition of all the W upon L of the individual MOSFETs. Right? So it is formula is similar to the when resistors are connected in a series. It is very much important. So if W upon L of the all the MOSFET is equal, W upon L of 1 is equal to W upon L of 2 is equal to W upon L of 3 and equal to W upon L of n, then the W upon L equivalent, it is 1 upon n of W upon L of individual MOSFETs. Okay. So W upon L equivalent, it is 1 upon n of W upon L equivalents. Right? So if you have any doubt, you can ask. We'll keep up to this today.